Welcome back to Campaigns and Concoctions, where we are a bunch of tarnished troublemakers who like to drink and play TTRPGs. Wow, I struggled with that one. Hey, yay, welcome. Thank you for joining us on our journey of cooperative storytelling. As always, if you want to join us with the discussion, with the story, or with anything, go ahead and click the link down below, and it will link you to our link tree, which you can get to our Instagram, the Discord, all the good things. So thank you so much for joining us. One thing that we did want to pitch, we haven't said anything about it, I think we've just kind of all lost track, is we wanted to say Happy Pride, everybody. Big deal. We want to make sure that everyone knows that, hey, we support you. We love you. You know, whatever you are, love is love. So I know today in Denver was the Pride Parade. I don't know. There may be a parade here. Maybe they did a Juneteenth thing. So, I mean, who knows?
I've been gone way too long, so I have no help there.
Right. But with that, like, as always, we wanted just to make sure that, hey, here at Campaigns and Concoctions, everyone's welcome. You know, come and sit down at our table. We're good. Is there anything that anyone wants to pitch or say? I always ask. I just want to make sure. I take that deafening silence as a no. So yeah, what do we got to drink, fellas?
Tonight I made a beverage for Dustin. So the theme is, I don't know. Maybe you'll be able to pick it out. 1 ounce of Slivovitz plum brandy, 1 ounce of Japanese plum whiskey, half an ounce of Japanese plum liqueur, half an ounce of Japanese plum wine, 4 dashes of plum bitters. A dried plum is garnished and 6 drops of saline. It is stirred and served up in a chilled glass, and it has a very nice light purple hue to it. That's very great. Yeah, and I think I like Nate's name, Plumstrosity.
That is a lot of plum. That is a lot of plum.
There is one type of plum liquor in this apartment that is not in there because it's way too sweet.
That's fair. What else we got?
I've got something that I have no idea, but one of those random ADHD, like, click, that's what's going to happen moments. 1.5 ounce of Reposado tequila, 1 ounce of guana banana nectar, 0.75 ounce of Saint Germain, 2 dashes of the Bitterman's Hellfire habanero shrub, Tingala, rinsed the glass, stirred the drink, poured over a large cube.
Nice.
Yeah. It's very tasty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That does sound quite tasty.
Mellow too.
Mm-hmm.
For what's in it,
Yes.
it doesn't hit hard for a lot of stuff. So
Awesome. Do we have anything else?
I made donuts.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm very jealous.
It was fun. Some of them are a little undercooked on the inside, but they're still tasty.
That also is sometimes fun, though.
Yeah.
So
I was not upset by that. Right.
Mm-hmm.
It was tasty.
undercooked. No, mine was great, even though it was one bite.
Right.
Well, with all of that being said, if we're ready, the last time that we gathered together, the party eventually made their way south to the island of Rügen. where they began to mine massive amounts of residuum, where they are estimated in the excessive amounts of money. I can't even do the math because it's so much.
A little bit.
However, in the attention paid to the mining process, they were slightly startled by the arrival of a few ruffians.
7 of them.
They fought them off, and then Gesundheit.
Sorry, fam. My allergies have been killing me all day.
Yeah, it's rough. But
High enough for the pollen to get out.
Right.
after they ended the fight, is that where we left off. So as we complete the day, or this section right here, the bodies of the vanquished are laying around, and you are standing amongst them. What do you do?
I'm assuming the rock is still screaming since none of us managed to hit it.
That's right.
I would like to stabilize any of the people that are down, not wake them up, but just keep them from being permadead.
The last guy's not getting back out.
Some of them probably are a bit past that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because I remember there was a line of acid drawn in the ground with fire. But if there's like 3 or 4 of them I could stabilize with, that would be great.
What do you want to do? Why do you want to stabilize them?
That's what he would do.
Trace feels bad.
Just feels bad just murdering a bunch of people.
Because you're going to need to let me know in the future, because generally I don't. They're dead.
Then that's okay. That's fine.
You guys are heroes. You get the ability to revive and to have death saves. They die.
Okay.
I don't want to deal with that mechanic. That's too much work.
Yeah.
I understand that.
I'm going to grab the screaming stone and throw it in my bag of holding.
That sounds really good.
Reading stone?
The alarm
Um,
isn't off.
Make a perception check.
Oh, good.
I'm going to wander over to the opening I think they came through and
Nice.
First roll of the night.
Starting off strong or a terrible omen.
Yeah.
probably both.
Correct.
Nate, can I have a expo marker to mark down the totally valid ones and unnecessary 20s?
So that comes out to a whole 21.
So you hear in the distance a very similar sound.
Oh, fuck. There's another one.
As this is happening, did one of them look like they were like a leader?
There was one, yes.
Okay, I want to rifle through that one's pockets and stuff and see if I can find anything valuable or interesting.
Yeah, I'll start working on one of the other ones.
I'm going to the hole they came in and watching out that way.
Okay.
Counting in my head currently.
Is that where the other sound is coming from?
Yeah, actually, it sounds like it's coming from the way that y'all came in.
Oh,
Great.
I will make sure to point that out.
I'm assuming I roll investigation.
Yep.
9.
You find 4 copper pieces.
17.
And you're just searching someone else, right? Just some.
I'm just going to search as many of the bodies as I have time for until somebody else attacks us or I'm told I have to leave.
On this first one, we'll say you find it's kind of like standard stuff that you would find on either hired guards or mercenaries, right? Some like leather armor. I believe they were carrying scimitars or a short sword. I can't remember exactly what they were swinging.
Gotcha. No real valuables.
6 or 7 gold pieces. I mean, this kind of goes for everyone else too. Let's see what else they would have had. 17. Roll a D8 for me. Just tell me the number.
1.
Okay. Well, on that first one, you find what appears to be a guard rotation schedule.
Excellent. I walk over to Sid and I hand Sid the guard rotation schedule.
I will take a look at it.
It's a fairly standard, it's something you've seen many times. You've drafted your fair share, right? Nothing spectacular. There's just a couple of names. It's all first names. So,
cool. Does it look like the schedule is? Can I tell if the schedule is for where we're at in the Residuum line?
oh yeah, I mean, it would be odd if it wasn't, right?
Yeah, I assume so.
Carl gonna knock down the microphone.
When does it look like they would switch like controls?
Probably a few hours. It's not something. It's
Okay, so we got some.
And the alarm went off, though.
Yeah, that's true too.
And how's everybody feeling? If they could take another group of these?
I mean, they hit me pretty damn hard. But
I'm more concerned on the increase in numbers over time.
yeah, I think we should get the residuum we've got out of here now so that we're not dragging it around this place trying to get into fights.
I'm okay with that.
I'm down to come back and see what else is in here. If there's people running around in here, there's obviously stuff in here to steal from them. They attacked us first. We were doing an honest day's labor as far as I'm concerned, so I don't mind killing all of them and taking their stuff.
Honest is a interesting choice of words.
We could probably find somewhere to ambush them,
Also a good idea. I like ambushes.
I think if we
We were very honestly mining residuum.
we haul ass
I
out of
don't
here
disagree.
before anyone else gets here, then all they're gonna find is dead bodies. I want to know who it was, and we can come back later way easier.
Yeah.
Do we have a way to hide our back entrance in?
They have
I think they already know about it,
that,
yeah.
right?
Yes, but if it looks like it's collapsed or
Oh.
something, we can come back.
That's true. I could probably collapse it. I don't know if I could put it back together.
I haven't figured out how to make stone soluble yet.
Well, for now, let's go, and I will try and cover our tracks out of this room.
We should talk about that later, Al.
I was working on it with Wraithbeard.
Okay.
It's a weird thing.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Real quick.
You-
Hold on 1 second.
I'm going to start taking one of their scimitars and like a cloak of some sort of theirs and just tying it onto the end to make a quick like dusting thing.
sounds good.
I kneel down. I feel kind of compelled, and I kneel down. I put my hand on the ground for what's the time for a ritual?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. I'm like, hey, watch me for 10 minutes. Put my hand palm down on the ground and commune with nature.
Hold on real quick.
Just do the casting time, John. Jesus Christ.
I don't know if I can.
You think you're out of slots?
I am out of slots.
He's a warlock.
I'll
He's
shut
out
up.
of slots.
I'll shut up.
Yeah, I have 2 spell slots. I used them both.
Did you pick up tome? Back to the tome?
No.
Our
How are
mentally
you doing
challenged
rituals?
magic user.
You can't do a ritual unless you pick up back to the tome.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then I'm not doing it.
Okay.
That changes things.
Well, shit. Thanks, Curtis.
Well,
Thanks for telling me how the rules work that I'm unaware of.
I don't think Curtis is right about that,
Blissfully
but
unaware.
let's go.
Yeah.
We'll look it up. We'll look it up at our next break.
Yeah.
Go. I will cover the back end.
So as the 6 of you run, I need everyone. Are you guys running? Oh no, because some of you guys are carrying. Oh no, or is that all in the bag of holding?
Oh, the bag of holding.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not a big deal. Are you guys taking off running?
I want to push them out running because I can catch up if need be. And
Okay.
from that entrance we came in is where I start dusting tracks.
Okay.
Leave the room alone, but I start dusting that trail.
Okay, I need you, Sark. What do I want you to roll? Just roll D100 for me, please. There's not really a skill check on sweeping the floor. Right.
Probably should be.
Right.
Survival.
It's survival or stealth, but I'm good with the D100.
Yeah.
That's 80 and 0.
So that would be 90.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
So I'm doing that behind them because I can catch up even at half speed.
Okay, so if Sark's sweeping, I think I would take point then to lead us on our run back to the boat.
I'll be right next to SOA.
And then next.
I will be slowly falling behind because I have a slower speed than everybody else.
And then I'm assuming that actually Sid is probably going to bring up that rear.
Yeah, it'll probably be between me and them.
Okay.
Actual rear guard as well. I'm preoccupied.
Cool. Make a quick roll here. Okay. You continue. You run, and you're not really paying as much attention as when you came in. And as you eventually make kind of that kind of sweeping turn, you see that right-hand turn so that you can exit out. And there's no one there, and it seems like it's completely empty. You make the right-hand turn, and as you exit, you get that initial kind of shock of brightness of the sun as it hits your eyes. And then as the brightness clears, you see the crew members of the Shirlene standing there, crossbows aimed at you. They don't fire because they're professionals.
Loyal.
Go ahead.
Lower weapons. Let's get out of here.
They bounce. They get onto the ship. A couple of them actually come towards the aft of the ship to kind of continue focusing on the exit because they don't see Sark yet. And after just a short amount of time, you see Sark bound up, and at this point, the anchor has been cut, and it's slowly starting to the Shirlene's slowly starting to lift. The gangplank has been lifted, but there is a cabling ladder that is hanging. And so, Sark, I need you to make a dexterity or an athletics check, I think or athletics, whichever one, acrobatics, athletics, to see if you can catch it. And I do this because I'm pretty sure like 99% of he's going to make it.
Right, yeah. It's a 15?
Yeah. So as you get that step, yeah, you rolled a 7. Yeah.
Sounds right.
However, you don't get as high as you'd initially hoped. Right.
That's fine.
But you still catch it.
So I'm like, right. Wind resistance is weird.
And you're able to climb up. And very quickly, as soon as someone hollers that you have caught on, Sark, you feel the ship turning away from the side of the ship that you are on to the port.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes off. It is rising quickly, and it quickly moves towards the south. As the 6 of you now kind of regain, and Captain McKenzie's at the wheel, and one of the mates comes up to you. I gotta pull up that page because I'm forgetting names right now, but we'll do that later. And they pull up to you and says, "Not as exciting as I thought it was going to be, but
Not for you."
They didn't send enough people.
it happens."
Yeah, I have a feeling the back door may not be as accessible the next time we want to pull this stunt off.
We'll see. We've got weeks, because I'm assuming that the 6 of you are now ready to head towards the Syndicate.
Yes.
Tinker Mirror.
Tinkermere
It's in the
and
sixth.
Yes.
the manager's dock.
Excellent. And so he walks off and he chats. He kind of whispers in the captain's ear, and begins to head south. The mate comes back to you and says, "Well, it looks like it's settled in, ladies and gentlemen. It is a 2-week journey from here."
Holy mushrooms.
I'm gonna, as soon as we get out over like actual ocean, I'm gonna pull the alarm stone out of the bag of holding and just chuck it over the side.
And it's still going. It's still going. And you hear that kind of radar effect, right? That it's like,
I drop the overboard with it and just hand the sword off to one of the guys. Just like, here's a spare. Just hand it off.
So, in the interest of time, because I don't think we want to role play 2 weeks of being afloat. It sounds horrible.
You're right.
The most that I'd want to do is just to like spar with a couple of the guys who are willing.
That was going to be my next question. Over the next 2 weeks, what would the 6 of you like to be doing?
I'm gonna be doing a bunch of recipe work.
Okay.
Not testing, just theoretical.
Okay.
I'm gonna find is it the sergeant at arms, or would it be? I don't know naval jobs.
They don't really have a master at arms.
Okay.
Luckily, I do, at least a little bit, right? Yeah, they don't really have a master at arms. The closest would be the gunner's mate. Let me get to where I need to be.
Yeah, Gunner Delilah.
Delilah, yep.
So I'm gonna see if Delilah wants to spar with me a little bit, and I'm gonna use my shadow blade and my packed sword at the same time to spar with her.
There's going to be someone better.
Okay.
Are there any like
Probably me.
fighter style people he could spar with?
That's what I'm getting at.
I was like, that's where I'm looking for it. For out of roleplay. Well, in roleplay. I've decided that we don't do as much stealth, so I need to be more practically competent in hitting people.
Your god punching level needs to be
Hit me.
elevated slightly. Good luck hitting SOA.
Hit me.
Yeah, right? Actually, that's a really good point. I actually probably am going to spar
me.
with SOA.
I think with several of us.
Okay. We can do
do it down on the gun deck, like below decks,
Mhm.
even in the hold if there's enough room, with none of the portholes open, so we're in the dark. So that
That would be fun.
So SOA's armor is fully effective.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There is also for you then, Sark, Bader, who is one of the gun crew,
Yeah.
Ishmain. Those two. So Delilah is not a scrapper, right? She is purely a technician when it comes to run it, to man in the guns and operating the gun crew. However, she has picked up people who are much more competent than her, and both Bader and Ishmain are very competent fighters.
I will probably spend some of my research time talking to Delilah, specifically about what she's learned not to do.
Okay.
With residuum.
Just in general, and to avoid things exploding, because that's what I want them to do.
Right, yeah.
That's fair.
You don't drop it? All right, let's try this out. See what happens if I drop it.
Patrice would like to figure out if there's a way we could practice our drop method. Our
Our infill mode.
our infiltration mode.
The
Be great.
hot drop. We're hot,
Hot drop.
Hot drop.
We need to
Hot
practice.
drop.
I would like to practice a hot drop on our way to. We're going to Nomeragon.
Tinkermere.
Tinkermere?
Yeah.
That's right. I'm thinking.
Nomeragon.
Sorry.
That's a cool name.
It is.
That's a great name.
Years ago, that's where that came from. You can strike that from, yeah, that's from a certain IP that we don't.
Okay, I was about to say that. Otherwise, I'm stealing it because it's really good. So if it's another IP, I'm not.
Yeah, that's World of Warcraft. Sorry.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Wow.
It just happened.
Well, I mean, at least you got the like.
So I would like to
General
practice the
premise,
hot
right?
drop
Right,
and also the what would you call? He would look at Sid and Chiefs would ask Sid, what would you refer to like the operation of a team when they're like leaving a place?
The extraction?
Exfil.
Exfil?
Exfil. We need to practice our hot drop and our exfil. I think these are tools that we need in our toolbox.
We need to be hot potatoes.
Yes,
Right.
we're the hot potatoes.
Yes.
And
That might be our gang name.
we got to add that to our list.
Hot
The
potato gang
potatoes.
gang.
Only
Hot
cooked
potato
in
gang
platinum.
gang. Yes, that's right.
I'm just hearing that point in We Were Soldiers when he says, "Let command know that this is a hot LZ."
So good.
But yeah, I would love to practice our hot drop and our exfil.
Okay.
Sid's gonna join in the sparring and focus on practicing with her warhammer.
Okay.
I'll probably spend some time letting them try to hit me when it's dark.
Down.
Just practicing defense.
In the dark. I love this. Patrice will be hanging out, casting darkness to help out.
Does anyone have?
You just see in the bottom of the
So
hole.
first of all, how dark is it in there?
If you pull out all the guns and close it down, it is non-magical darkness, right? So it's
So, like,
not.
It's not semi-dark.
No, it's darkness.
It's dark. Yeah, it's not dim light. It's dark. Yeah.
So heavily obscured.
But who all has dark vision?
Sid.
Everybody.
Everybody except for Patrice.
And Patrice does.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Patrice is half
I
drow.
do with goggles.
That's dark
Yeah.
vision.
There we go.
It's really difficult for me to make a character that doesn't have it.
Same.
I don't understand why it's just not standard.
Yep.
I'd find a way to give all characters dark vision fairly quickly.
Dark vision goggles exist for that reason exactly, because it's not fun to have one person in the
Do
party
you
who
have a
doesn't.
devil sight?
Yeah, I do.
Of course she does.
It's not fun to have one person in the party who doesn't have dark vision.
For sure.
At one point, while they're after the first couple rounds of them trying to hit Sark, if they come out of the dark where I can see them, I'm going to cast Reduce on Sark as he goes back in.
Make it tight.
What's gonna be great is because I'm gonna go in blind because it's what I'm trying to do. Not realize that I'm like 4 inches tall and just decide what the hell was that? No, because it's full on just patient defense. That's all I'm doing. Is I'm sitting there going, "Where are they at?" Thunk. So the fact that I'm now like 6 inches tall trying this sucks.
You're not 6 inches tall. You're halved in all dimensions, and your weight is reduced to 1/8 of normal.
So it's
So I'm 2 feet
Hobbit
tall.
halfling.
Yeah.
I'm 5'8", so that half of that is 60, 68, 34. I'm less than 3 feet tall, just under 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
2'10".
Hobbit Sark.
1/8 my weight. That's going to be the weirdest part.
That's the funny thing about Reduce when you really get down to it.
That's when I start noticing something's wrong. Like,
That means a physicist helped them.
That's why it's just juggling you.
I love that it's 1/8. That's really good.
I need Sid to roll a D100 for me, please.
D100. Where's
I'm fully
another
expecting you
dice?
to crap beat out of me for most of this. To the fact that I'm like,
93.
Okay, thank you. So let's see here. Just kind of do a real quick recap of all that has happened here at this initial point. We're basically, this is going to be about a week's worth of time that we're gonna cover here. Skjald and Esway are continuously
Yeah.
thank you, that word, sparring.
Play fight. I mean,
Yeah, play fighting.
Yeah. And the competency level in Scald continues to rise, right? You're getting better and better at it, and really it's just a chance for SOA to be like, can't hit me.
Right, pretty much.
Right, it's a lot of right because she has to like flourish to like raise her AC. So it's a lot of like point.
Right.
And like
I would say it doesn't have to be it's just a flourish. It doesn't have to be necessarily with your sword. You can be very fluid in your movement.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. I think that's interesting.
Yeah. Not capoeira.
no.
Breakdance fighting.
Breakdance fighting.
Yes.
breakdance fighting.
Very much so.
Electric Boogaloo.
That's right. Yeah.
The walk off.
Battle dancing unicorns.
We're gonna win ourselves some parachute pants.
At some point in the trip, I'm also going to try to use enlarge on Patrice as he walks through a door. To time it just so he catches his head on the door as he's growing.
That's pretty great.
Oh my god!
Might be one of the greatest pieces I've spelled.
We stopped the campaign right there. We're not topping that.
I'm ready.
Dismounting the entire game.
What do I need to roll?
We're playing a different system now.
I don't know if I can time it that well yet because it's the second time I've cast it.
Bludgeoning damage.
Well, I need to see if I'm going to hit it.
So we're going to do something for timing.
Okay.
I think that would actually be a dexterity check.
Okay.
For me?
Yeah, for L. And then for you, Patrice, just go. Well, this is actually going to be based off of L's roll first.
Okay.
That's a 17.
Yeah, you're quick enough to get it just timed just right. So it's go ahead and roll a D12 for me and give me the number.
That's a 3.
Okay. So it catches you on the back of the head.
Mm.
As you're catching.
Go up into the. Oh. That's so much worse somehow. Like that. And like scrape the back of my head. Oh.
You're gonna take 4 points of blood. Yeah. 4 points of bludgeoning damage, and then you also have a scraped open wound on the back of your head, and your fro is flattened for a minute, just in kind of like a reversed mohawk kind of shape.
I'm going to cancel the spell because it's concentration. I'm going to drop it as soon as I hear him hit the wood.
Like,
I just see if he can figure out what the hell happened.
Is this one of the doors where it's like we're walking down steps? And does he get this sense that he's like, am I still growing? Am I having do you think this like new diet has like yeah, like I'm not 40.
I thought I wasn't. So why don't he me?
Right. Well, yeah, he's got a whole new diet going. He thinks booze makes him tall.
Booze might make me taller.
I would probably try to time it for like a door at the bottom of steps.
Okay.
If I could. I'll take any door that's available, but that was my original intention, was like as he goes down into the quarters or into like the hold or something.
It's your setup. I'm okay with anything.
Love this.
So Sid, you're gonna continue. You're getting better, but it's a slow grind, right?
Sure.
You haven't reached proficiency or anything like that yet. So
Was he doing that around Patrice?
she
Was Sid doing that around Patrice?
was she?
Were you in the training area with all of us?
Yep.
If Patrice saw Sid struggling, he would have been casting guidance on Sid to improve his ability to do so.
Well, he, as in Jared, has already made a roll about that. So
Okay, sorry.
yep. No, you're good. You're good.
Curtis, did Patrice wonder out loud if he was still rowing? Is this a discussion that's happened?
He'll mention it.
If he mentions it, then El's gonna do it like once a day for the whole trip after he mentions it, and just try to time it every time.
You're gonna have to pick different doors because he's gonna start ducking on other doors.
Right? Yeah.
Twice.
No, it's gonna be every single time. It will be a different place.
All right. I like this.
Can I just roll to see if I see?
Sometimes
Elle
it may just
messing
be
with
in the hallway,
Patrice?
like as they're walking down a hallway.
Wait, hold on. There was too many people talking.
I just want to roll to see if I catch on to like Elle messing with Patrice.
Does it have a verbal component? This spell.
Pretty sure it does. Yes. El's not being particularly subtle about it either. He's not going out of his way to be heard, but he's not trying to be stealthy.
All right. If I get over a 15, natural 20.
Oh.
He's gonna hear it the third time. The third time you do it.
So drink, motherfucker, drink, motherfucker, drink.
I'm not drinking the word for that one.
Yeah, we're all
That's
on
a
food.
20, not a 1.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said.
Yeah.
It is kind of an epic fail for Elle, but you know.
He doesn't care.
I know.
It's not going to stop him from doing it either.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Curtis will just start. Start talking.
It's not because it happened, you know.
So at that point, so I think I've hit just about. Oh, Elle, you have gone through probably about 3 or 4 notebooks at this point over the week as your equations keep getting more and more complex and more fascinating. And then Patrice, no one's really answering you quite yet about working on your insertion and exfiltration movement. But it doesn't seem like they're intentionally ignoring you. It's just that you just kind of get a hold on, let me get back to you. Hold on, let me get back to you. Hold on, let me get back to you.
Did he state that we need to be over land really to kind of accomplish that?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Shallows.
And it's very not land. Like
Yeah.
as soon as you left Rügen, as soon as the island was over the horizon, you have not seen another piece of land for about 7 days. Because remember, a week is 8 days.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and take a really quick break, and we'll pick up in the evening of that 7th day, right before the week ends. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to Campaigns and Concoctions, where we like to recognize that we fail fast. So drinks.
I made a Kiwi Gin Sour, which is a drink template that I borrowed from the bartender Michaela at Balmer Peak Distillery. She didn't tell me the percentages. I just knew what was in it, so I tried to make it up. And on the way, I had to do a little bit of experimenting because I think I got the ratios wrong. Sorry, Michaela. But it's got 2 ounces of Balmer Peak Aspen Gin. It's got an ounce of lime juice, and it's got an ounce of kiwi syrup, and it's got 2 dashes of grapefruit bitters, dry shake, ice shake, double strain. She put it on a big rock. I gave it a grapefruit twist on the top, and I felt that was not quite enough. After making it, I felt like there was something missing, so I added some Benedictine. I added a half an ounce of Benedictine to kind of juice it up a little bit, make it a little bit more sweet, a little bit more complex, and I feel like it's way more balanced now. But the one I had at Balmer Peak was superior to this.
I made 2 cocktails. One of them was a failure. It is extremely sweet. Doesn't have a ton of flavor. Even after putting an additional ounce, making it 3 ounces of mezcal, you can't even really taste any smoke in there at all whatsoever. It would be great for a kid's party as a punch.
John and I were trying to do similar things with mezcal, and I also failed. And so now I'm just basically drinking pink mezcal.
Yeah. I'm gonna put up the recipe for the failure in the Discord in a little bit here. There will not be a picture because I didn't bother taking one. I did, however, make a good cocktail. This one was 2 ounces of mezcal. It is 3/4 of an ounce of Remy Martin. It is 1/2 ounce of Nonino. It is 1/2 ounce of Benedictine. And it is 1 full dropper of Bitterman's Chocolatl Mole bitters. Stirred and then served up, and I garnished it with a blackberry because it's basically a riff on one of my own cocktails, which is the Poor Man's Poison.
But with mezcal.
Mezcal.
If you haven't had a poor man's poison, next time, if you're ever in Denver and you happen to run into John at his bar, ask him for it because it's fucking phenomenal.
It is
John
a
works
really,
at
it's
Hey Kiddo.
Hey Kiddo, yeah. But Poor Man's Poison was the first cocktail I ever legit made up, and very first try, it was fucking delicious.
It was amazing. It was really good. It was back when I was still there, and I got to try those drinks.
Absolute fluke.
So
It tasted as good as it did.
And just to say, I am drinking a Black Russian, but with a little bit of flair, a couple of dashes of orange bitters. Try it. Orange bitters makes things better. It really does.
Most bitters in general are just a wonderful addition, you know?
Ever since I discovered adding orange bitters to a classic gin martini.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So nice. So nice. Yeah, so that was what my reference was to failing fast. We failed and we changed it and we made it better. So yeah. All right. So we are back on the Shirlene. It is the 7th night of your all's journey towards Tinkermere. The captain has asked you to join him on the rear quarterdeck, the aft quarterdeck, for dinner this evening. As the tables have been set, this actually seems like a fairly upscale version of dinner than normal. So as the captain sits you down and explains that this is the last of the fresh meat that we have, as well as the last of the Adive, which is the fruit that you guys found in the mountains back up near in Wudan. Remember up north? Remember we talked about that? I just found a note about that today, and I was like, I got to remember that. We fucking talked about it. Y'all asked me for a name, and I never gave it to you. So, Adive was the name of the fruit. So as you sit down and plates are set in front of you, Captain McKinsey is sitting there. And so just one of the things that makes Captain McKinsey unique, traditionally speaking, this is especially noticed by those of you who are sailors. Captain McKinsey does not sit at the head of a table. He actually sits in the center. And he always, even when he invites you, there's always not his mates, but just regular crew, and it shifts every time. So today is just a couple of the regular crew who sit next to him on his right and his left. And he after the first drinks have been poured and that kind of that early set has gone by, he is like, well, y'all, as we're getting close to the landfall over Seacan, which is the southern continent here. I'm not sure if any of y'all are from there or have been there, but it's getting close, and we're going to hit an outpost of Tinkermere, which I would like to stop if it's all right. We need some supplies, and they do have a store that we can hit. But after we do that, if that is approved by y'all, I would definitely like to work on this infiltration and exfiltration method that Mr. Patrice has been discussing about something about jumping off the fucking ship, which sounds incredibly dangerous to me. I'm not a big fan of it, but if that's what y'all want to do,
Just got the captain for a minute, just goes and tries to whistle even though he can't.
They're the only one who wants to
Because you
do
don't
it.
have lips.
well, I will say that the exfiltration part, I wouldn't mind practicing it, getting y'all comfortable with getting up on a cabin ladder as the ship is underway.
It's a fun ride. Maybe if I don't have a sword in my hand this time, it'll be more fun.
You know, she can fly.
But if y'all masters and mistresses don't disagree, if you wouldn't mind us stopping at this little outpost here on the northern edge of the continent, so that we can refill our supplies and get a update on what is happening. It has been quite a time since we have been in the Syndicate, and I wouldn't mind if, or no, he wouldn't say it that way. He would say, I would highly recommend for one of y'all to reach out to Miss Prosper. This is her home space, and I know that she has entreated you to come and see her when y'all get a chance. But I will let you all discuss that on your own accord. And at this point, dinner, dessert has happened, life is good. He says, I just want to make sure that all y'all options are open.
Well, we need to send a word ahead to secure our dock space anyway, so we can pass a message from there on to Lady Prosperin.
I was going to say, who's in charge of talking to Prosperin? Don't we have a sending stone?
One of you, I don't remember who has the sending stone.
Sark has it.
Sark does. Okay.
Back of my Nine Brothers symbol. I hide it there.
Okay.
I'm also like,
I also need Elle and Sark to roll a history check for me real quick. This is where you guys are gonna be doing this a lot in the next couple of sessions.
I don't know shit on this one. That's a 7.
That looks like a.
That's a 12.
Okay. So, Elle, you remember that there is one of your organization works within the government, because this outpost is a government-run organization that is it's kind of a way station for airships as they move on the weekly transit from Tinkermere to Haven. And it's a stop. It's a way station. So you don't remember who it is, but there is some form of secret handshake, secret connection that you guys can say, and it'll be one of those things that someone who is in the know will recognize it real quick, and they'll definitely give you the information.
You didn't say what the post's name was, did you?
There is no name to it. It's just the outpost. That's what they would call it. There's airships, while common enough, there's only so many there's only so many groups that have the knowledge base to build them. So there is the unique, and there's only one group that builds a specific type of airship, and those are based on the bones of a certain type of animal, and that is the Calcord Enclave. And then there is the airships of Tinkermere, which are this one's kind of a hybrid of a couple. And then there's a couple of other organizations that are beginning the tests of it, but most of them are outside of the spaces that any of you guys have been.
Like the Enclave hasn't been making new airships for a decade or so, right?
They have not made new airships in 2 decades. It's a very interesting thing that happened there.
I'm sorry.
Interesting.
That was the funnest. Oh shit! What are we doing?
For our listeners, that is a reference to Matt's previous campaign with Morgan.
Yeah, it is. It is. Sometimes you need a very specific spell component. And sometimes when you go to get that spell component, you accidentally overthrow a tyrannical government.
It happens.
You know, that wasn't the plan, but we were there, and that was the option.
It's also why I'm not a fan of Speak with Plants.
Yeah. Yeah.
amazing.
If Morgan's your DM and you take speak with plants, your character's gonna die.
Yeah, you make me fucking roleplay as a tree.
Or a barbarian, or something that can't take speak with plants.
Oh,
Not happy. So, but as this point, dessert combined. This is where the ad dive comes in. It's this really gorgeous fruit with a little bit of reddish flesh. And Cookie has whipped up some cream to go along with it, and it's just it's not sickly sweet. It's just really nice and subtle with a just kind of almost like a pearish sourness to it. It's really nice, and the way that he's prepared it. You guys, every time you have a meal, Cookie impresses you, right? And you're like, what is this guy doing on the ship? And then you remember, oh yeah, he is well paid. So, but at this point, the captain and his two crewmates have left the table and have left the six of you to discuss as you need.
SOA, do we have any way of bolstering the burliness of our friend Sark if he was to, jump off a boat in the sky and hit the ground?
I don't.
You don't have any way of, making him
That
more
sounds like a
resilient to damage?
long-term conversation. We have connections to forward word ahead. I don't want to use the sending stone for prospering because it's not a pressing matter. She still has a week before we show up, so sending it a little bit of a different way shouldn't be too bad.
Now that we've made, I want to say landfall.
I'm technically, yeah.
Almost.
Should we let her know?
Well, we will. I just don't want to use the sending stone since last time she was at least placated by the fact that we brought her something new and interesting.
All right.
Yeah, we did sell the interesting thing we got, didn't we? To somebody else.
No,
should
we gave her
maybe
the
not
giant
tell her that.
dragonborn.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the pestle and mortar.
I don't think she's that concerned with that type of thing.
We're also not asking anything from her. We're just letting her know that we're in Seacant, which is where she's from, right?
Also, she might have a job for us here.
Which still can go a longer, slower route. Because we have word to get past to where we're going to be docking the ship anyways.
True.
And can forward a message on to
Yeah, I'm fine
the
with that.
Richter house.
Yeah.
I'm a lot more comfortable messaging them through channels than personally.
Does she scare you?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Probably smart.
The only scarier person than Prosper is Prosper's dad.
Uh-huh.
Like, literally.
I mean,
He might be the only god I don't want to punch.
there are no gods.
Yeah.
I use that as a label. Not
Yeah.
The scariest person I know said not to interfere with them under any circumstances. In capital letters.
That's
So
fair.
yes, I am terrified of all the Richters.
Doesn't mean you can't fuck with them a little bit, though. It's good to face your fears, Al. It's good to face your fears.
I will disavow all knowledge of you if you start doing that.
I don't. I think the less that we fuck with godlike people, the better we're gonna be.
Look, I didn't make it this far in life not
Depends on
fucking
the
with
gods.
godlike people.
John, are you trying to build a new character? What's up?
Right?
Fucking with godlike things is one thing. Fucking with godlike things that can continuously bring you back to life to kill you again?
Oh, that kind.
Less of a
Got
good
it.
idea.
Got it. No, that's valid.
I'm just unhappy with the one I'm fucking dealing with right now, and now there's more of them.
You might get eaten by a giant rock-like creature for all of eternity.
There's worse things.
The one that basically
Pushing a godlike
created
necromancy for all of eternity.
Yeah.
It's like,
A
yeah,
godlike rock-like creature on the hill
You
for all
can
of
be forced to
eternity.
carry it up a hill, yeah.
You carry it up a hill, then it eats you, and then it shits you out at the bottom of the hill, and you have to carry it back up the hill, so it eats you, and then it shits you at the bottom of the hill.
Dithius, we're sorry, buddy. We're so sorry.
anyone else see the random comic of the Sisyphus workout? Or,
Hilarious. Hilarious.
So like, we're gonna push this up a hill, and he's like, "Oh no, all right, I'll get in shape." Right? That's like the Instagram. Anyways.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
Sark is very like, yeah, we fetched the staff of necromancy for the god of necromancy and his daughter. So they like us now. That doesn't mean I'm gonna start fucking with them. I didn't.
It's job security.
Side note,
You can't
are you
only die
equipped
once.
to do that? Fuck with people? Define. You know, when a mom and a dad get together intimately, usually at nighttime or sometimes in the morning, you know, and they take off all of their garments and kind of put their parts together. Are you equipped to do that? We should take them to that district.
Yeah.
Have you been to that district? Have you acquired services at the district? You don't have to answer it. It's really personal. How many prostheses do you think he's seen? You make them. You make those parts for him?
I haven't, but I could, I suppose. I made it for someone else.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Not like it's complicated.
Okay. Yeah. So. Okay, we'll just leave that. Just leave that in the air. I neither confirm nor deny whether or not you have interrelations with other beings in that manner.
Wasn't ready for that one.
Well, who wants?
Never-ending flask of booze.
I do pull out my never-ending flask of booze and I pour us all a drink.
I should always expect you guys to get horny at some point.
That was
It wasn't the bard. It wasn't the bard. It wasn't the bard. It wasn't the bard.
I'm proud of us.
I love that it was the monk and the like homeschool kid having the conversation.
The very special homeschooled sorcerer.
So is there anything else you guys would like to discuss this evening before you guys go down?
I mean, we can kind of go over plans for the drop and pick up, but I think it mostly revolves around Sark landing.
I have a way to soften your fall a little bit as well.
I'm good.
I think maybe we're not in the best headspace to discuss the logistics of that right now.
Why
Jumping
not?
out of boats?
I'm comfortable jumping out of boats. I'm not comfortable jumping out of the flying boat right now.
Well, here, let me give you a quick demonstration. So do I need to make a check to climb up to the top of the crow's nest?
No, you're good.
All right,
Unless you've been drinking heavily.
I have been trying to keep up with Skjald.
I don't think Scald's been drinking heavily.
Okay, there you go.
So I climb up to the top of the crow's nest. I jump off the top of the crow's nest, and I cast Feather Fall on myself, and I float down gently. As the boat is moving, I kind of like, I guess I would have had the same. No, we would have been fine. Yeah, I would have fell right down at the base of the mast.
Probably not. You probably would have landed closer towards the aft quarterdeck.
Okay.
Because the ship's continuing to move while you're falling straight down.
Yeah, but I had
momentum. The ship is also under power, basically.
Yeah,
Correct.
the ship is under
So
I'll
you're going to
slow
drift
down
backwards a
bit.
little
I
bit.
would assume Featherfall would also slow your momentum in just about any.
You would not be falling.
I watched Curtis make the face where he was thinking about this. He's like, I don't want to talk about it. And then everybody else brought it up. It was brilliant.
We may not be engineers as well, bro, but we at least get the concepts.
Yeah.
I have a student who works for me who's in the physics department, and it makes me happy. So
I watched you do that. I saw,
Exactly.
I saw you think about that.
So yeah. So you all watch that happen.
Ta-da!
Huh. Kind of expected a thump at the end there.
I landed on one toe.
I try and kick Patrice off the boat to see if it lasts.
You guys are still technically over water at this point.
Means he floats. No, that was just an impulse. That wasn't a roll to try and hit. That was an impulse. Like I'm like, I wonder if this, and I will move towards it. It's not. Elle can probably pick up that something's up because I'm like, I wonder.
Okay.
So
Yeah, Elle will stop him.
This is why I love this table. It's some of the best. You guys are some of the best D&D players I've ever been around. I love you guys.
Oh, that's true on my wisdom check. I got a 7. I was like, idea.
I rolled an 18.
thank you. Patrice didn't want to get that. I can do this for 5 individuals.
Okay, I wasn't crazy about jumping off of a boat.
I'm not crazy about it either. I have yet to do it, which is why I want to test it. I think that would be a good way to.
I don't know. I think you're both pretty crazy.
I mean, we're all fucking crazy.
That is true.
I didn't realize I was crazy, but I'm still here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyone that's stuck around this long is not sane.
So there's
that. You've got issues to work out. Yeah.
I do.
Don't we all?
You three have also been kidnapped by
Okay.
Sure do.
gods.
Yeah. Some of you keep disappearing and then showing up in salt water. Or cocoons. That was weird.
That was a weird one.
Yeah. How'd you pull that trick?
I have no idea. I was just there.
Look,
Just like I ended up here.
Esway is a swordswoman and a sailor. She doesn't do magic.
Do you not do
I
that?
mean, I do some magic. It's in the family. We do some magic.
Skeld just looks at you with such
there's
disappointment
there's
that you did not play along with his joke on
There's
Patrice.
some magic in the family. It's not that kind of family.
Hey,
It's not that kind of family.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not sure.
which side of my family are you talking about? My
Yes.
mom comes from great stock.
Yeah? Yeah, is it the
Yeah.
same stock as your dad?
No,
So what you're saying is she married down.
I would say yeah. I mean, she married young, robbed the cradle. You know, she's been around a few hundred years, and my dad has not, and nor will he. So
Fucking elves, man. And SOA walks off.
So we'll practice tomorrow morning then?
So it wouldn't be tomorrow morning because tomorrow morning is when you guys are going to land in the outpost to get gear, and then so we're going to fast forward a little bit. Next morning, the ship lands in the Tinkermerian outpost. So those of you who are not familiar, you notice that it's a little shocking as you notice that the majority of the buildings don't seem to have a lot of stone or wood or anything like that. It's mostly glass as you look at it. And you're like, say again?
Have I been here before?
You probably would have been.
Okay, all right.
Because of where you were born.
Gotcha.
Well, actually, you had to have been here.
Yeah, you.
Oh, right.
You're
Yeah,
from
I am.
Syndicate.
Yeah, I'm from the Syndicate. Yeah.
He's from Folk Wagner, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's
your city. That's Matt City, not SOA City.
It's very fun.
That was fun.
Same one,
Right.
Oh, that is one of my favorite things I've ever put into.
So as the ship lands, and it doesn't really fully land because much like the docks of Tel Kabahad, it's a dual dock where on the bottom it's a sea-bound ship dock, but they have a greater number of airship docks that sit up a bit higher. The captain informs you that they're going to be here for a couple of hours as they unload a few more supplies, and then in about an hour's time after takeoff, they're going to is when you're going to test the thing.
Captain McKenzie, no, it's possible we may need a longer than the time it takes to load.
Well, I mean, it is at least an hour that they're going to load stuff. So, and it's not a large outpost. So there's only like 2 buildings. You could walk across it in about 10 minutes.
Yeah. I was still just going to let him know just in case meeting runs long or something weird happens.
He informs you that he will not leave without the full complement.
Good, because I'm not sure I could throw him on board.
I don't
I
think they're
definitely
leaving.
don't want you to try.
I think they're leaving without us at this point. We kind of own the damn thing. Kind
Yeah.
of.
I'm more concerned about you 4 leaving without us 2.
How'd we leave without you two?
Yeah, you guys are great.
I'm not saying permanently, just to fuck with us. You seem to like that.
Oh, that's valid. Yeah, I would definitely do that.
No. If anyone's getting fucked with around here, it has been me. That third time I heard you do it, L.
I know.
Yeah, and it was a good joke. I mean, I'm able to cure those wounds real quick. It's not a big deal. My hair is a little messed up. It was hilarious. I laughed. It was. You know what? Yeah. After it stopped hurting, yeah, it was fine.
Let's make one thing crystal clear. We do not joke about leaving anybody behind. That is not a joking matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a week.
No.
Okay, all right.
Fuck off.
When we get scolded, Scal just kind of like suddenly puts his fist out for a fist bump with that.
That is a serious. That I can totally hear Sid getting like that.
Obviously, we would never leave anyone behind.
It's not a joking matter.
And like Sid's super serious, right? Like super serious.
Is there a hand on her warhammer?
I think
Might be.
they started this joking matter over there.
Smacking somebody's head against a door frame is one thing.
It was three times.
Leaving someone who is a comrade or a friend behind is not a joking matter, even if we're in the most peaceful, most safe place. We are a squad. We stick together. No man is left behind.
Skald looks over at Patrice and he goes, "You know, I killed a man by smacking his head against a door frame 3 times once."
Can I roll?
I got real excited as Jared has fully bought into the things that I have told
He's
him.
fully in.
As soon as
So good.
I was going to point at Sark, he's not a man.
I rolled an 8 on insight. I 100% believe you.
I'm not sure if Skald is joking or not.
I used a sorcery point to roll twice. I rolled 2 8s, 2 flat 8s.
Love it.
No, that's the
I'm
number
not
you
entirely
get.
sure Sark's done that yet either.
So
It's like door frames. Door frames are structurally sound. You can
Right,
really
yeah.
smack somebody's head into something.
yeah, they are. So I'm assuming is it both Sark and L who are going to roll into the outpost to try and find this person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not
Are you guys
You should be in.
planning to stop by the manager's office while we're here?
The manager's not here.
I mean,
but we're
like-
sending word ahead.
Gotcha. So
Yes.
you're going to an office, like one of your offices.
We're going to talk to somebody. There's not an
It's-
actual office here.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
A
Okay.
little less formal here.
Gotcha.
And are you also going to be informing Lady Prosperin about our location?
We will
It'll
tell
be-
somebody else too.
Yeah. It'll be forwarded on from the manager to House Prosper.
Understood.
Just gonna gently, just a reminder, you got my list.
Can't check it here, but once we get into Tinkermare,
Understood.
What's been collected.
Yeah, we a lot more resources available in Tinkermere.
Gotcha.
We're bringing resources to Tinkermere to sell.
We are.
So, as the two of you exit the ship and begin to kind of explore, the phrase that you would be using is, "What 9 can see, 1 can direct." And eventually, it's about the kind of like the third tier down of someone, of the person who's in charge of this, is when you get the response of, "The eyes are everywhere." And he grabs the two of you and takes you into a back office and says, "Well met, brothers. What is it that I can do for you?"
If you could send word ahead to the manager's office that we're headed into town. We would also like to pass word along to someone in House Richter, preferably Prosperin, that we will be sailing through into Tinkermere as well.
And you watch him. He pulls out a little notebook and he's scribbling around, and he's writing it down. He says, "It won't be immediately, but it will be at the latest tonight. I will make sure that the words get to the boss's office."
It's fine. We're just trying to give forewarning since we're bringing the ship in.
You also need the dock cleared.
Yes.
Okay.
And we have how many pounds of unrefined residuum coming with us?
300. I have written down 329.
There you go.
Okay. And we have 329 pounds of unrefined residuum to outsource.
The shock on this guy's eyes is pretty impressive. He's like, "You all are in for a hefty commission at that point."
We get bored on long sea travels.
Fair. That's why I never get into that thing. So I will make sure that everything's passed on. Is there anything else, anyone else that we need to reach out to? The organization will reach out for you.
No, I think everything else can be handled once we're there, because we'll probably spend at least a week there, if not longer.
It's just the goddamn two of you, right?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
the two of them. Yeah.
Definitely don't tell Mom that we're coming.
He writes it down with a little bit of a quizzical, thing. He's like, his eyes are raised. He's like, I will pass it on to the boss. Is that how you want me to say that?
Yes.
Okay. I will make sure that it's said that way.
I would have. I can't find her name in my notes, but I would have originally asked it to be directed to his secretary that we report to now.
Okay. Yeah, I can't. I don't have my notes up right now, so at least those notes. So, well, the office. That's who it would be. So,
it's the
That's the way I won't know, so don't think about it too hard.
Oh yeah, I can't think of the name of the office.
Do we have any current jobs running?
you don't.
No, we don't.
We got asked to stop in with the crew when available.
Right.
And
We're headed to a
Prosperin
large city filled with lots of NPCs.
and
We are.
Prosperin wanted us to swing through too. So
Yeah.
we'll have a couple of options probably coming up.
Yeah, we would have said on the way here that we're probably coming here for some kind of job.
Right.
But that should be the only message we need passed on at the moment. They'll be coming in the Shirlene. And he'll gesture out towards the ship so we can get a description of it coming in.
He finishes taking notes and he says, "Well, brothers, I wish you a safe journey and enjoy the hospitality of the boss. It's been quite some time for me."
I will shake his hand and slip him 3 platinum.
Okay. He flicks you 2 back.
You can tip too much.
Well, so Sark and L would know that the manager compensates very well.
Yeah.
Sark also has more money than he has ever had before, so he's just like, here, I don't use it.
Yeah, I feel like Sark was never great with money to begin with.
And well, I will say he would say that, hey, I don't need the attention.
Fair. Sark actually is like, oh, that I get. We're good.
So as the two of you exit and you return back to the ship, you're right about that hour mark as the ship is finishing being loaded. The crew pushes off and you begin to swirl up. We're gonna say that they are getting ready to head, and you guys are preparing for the practice run of the infiltration movement. That's where we're gonna take our second break. We'll be right back in just a few moments with people jumping off a goddamn boat. Welcome back, everyone, to Campaigns and Concoctions, where we're currently sipping on some scissor. So let's talk about some fucking drinks. Oh, we are not literally drinking on some scissor. I have to put that in.
Yeah, don't drink medicine, guys. Don't.
What are we drinking, everybody?
Let's go with Jared first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I made this last night when I was painting some minis. It's actually really good. We named it the Regala. Thank you, Curtis. It's 2 ounces Reposado tequila, 3/4 ounce lime juice, 1/2 ounce agave syrup, 1/2 ounce of Riga black currant liqueur. I think you could probably just use black currant, which is, what's the name for that?
Oh,
it's blackberry.
Shit.
Anyway.
It's not Muir.
No.
What is it?
Anyway,
That's blackberry.
I can't remember. And then it has 2 dashes chocolate bitters and 2 dashes black walnut bitters.
The chocolate really makes that drink.
Mm-hmm.
That really sets it off.
The chocolate. I think chocolate and Reposado tequila are like
They go great
their
together.
love.
Perfection.
Mole bitters are like one of the greatest things ever. I made 2 cocktails. One of them is good and one of them is something. The one that's good was 2 ounces of mezcal, 1 ounce of gargoyle Amaro, 1/2 ounce of Aperol, 1/2 ounce of Benedictine. I did some mole bitters in there as well. And then I dropped a candied orange. But first, I got it a little bit wet. And
Yeah, I did.
coated it in tahine. And then I dropped it in there. I thought it was going to
dangerous.
float, and it did not. So now it's just a tahine-filled coupe. But it's delicious. The other one, I'm tempted to call Blackbeard Scissor. Because it tastes a hell of a lot like cough medicine.
In the best way.
Like, it tastes like the good parts of cough medicine and the bad parts of black licorice.
You're gonna.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
that one was way too much Riga black currant.
Did you like
liqueur. I did
you like
3/4 of an ounce.
because of cough syrup?
That is what
This
Riga
is the
Black is
cocktail
known
for
for.
you.
This is the toned down version of Riga
Yeah,
Black.
yeah.
Anyway.
So I did 3/4 of an ounce. I did 3/4 of an ounce of the Kraken coffee infused rum.
Yeah.
I did 1.5 ounces of Plantation's overproof rum.
Mm-hmm.
I did 1/2 ounce of pineapple juice, about a fat 1/4 of lime juice, and an ounce of Remy Martin. Because I've been back on the Remy train tonight.
And you can barely.
You can't
Remy
even
there.
taste the Remy in there. Yeah.
I think that would actually be a really good drink if you cut down the blackcurrant. It's
Uh-huh.
like everything else is the same, but if you get down to like a quarter ounce of blackcurrant, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Is that the one you put the balsamic in?
No, I'd also put a half ounce of balsamic vinegar. You're right.
Jesus fucking Christ.
The
it.
balsamic makes sense.
Yeah,
The
it does,
balsamic
yeah.
rounds it out.
It actually does.
I
Yeah, I
100%
needed
agree
acid.
with the lower-
I needed acid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you take the blackcurrant and you look at the blackcurrant and you're like, meh.
Yeah.
And then you stay upset.
Yeah. Next time, what I need to do is I need to build the entire cocktail without the blackcurrant, and then I need to glance at the blackcurrant bottle and then shake the cocktail. And it'll still have a little bit too much blackcurrant in it.
You need to open the bottle and just wave your hand
Yeah,
over the top
just-
of it, and then
Just
put
waft
it
it,
back
waft
on.
it. It needs to be like the LaCroix of cocktails.
Yes, that's me drinking a lemon.
This is a cocktail that was made next to a bottle of Riga blackcurrant. Can you taste the blackcurrant? Yes, you can.
Because that's much.
I think that's it, Morgan.
And that, no other drinks?
Nope.
No.
No.
Perfect. Well, I am drinking what I am calling John's Equity Parts Cocktail.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It is 3 parts of your whiskey of choice.
Yeah.
Mine currently is Breckenridge Bourbon, which is my personal well whiskey, and it's 1 part ice.
There you go.
It's John's Equity Part Cocktail.
That is a perfect cocktail.
100% agree. Don't forget, there's also air in there, which
And
really
glass.
helps liven up the cocktail.
Yeah, and glass. It's
Yeah,
a 4-part cocktail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 4 parts to that. There's 4 touches there.
I feel like that was like that joke hits.
Oh,
If you've listened to us long enough, if you were here on like I think we're on the 30th episode at this point, right? If you've been here long enough, you understand that Equity Parts is all about getting fucked up.
That's right.
No.
It's not just about getting fucked up. It's
actually
about tasting the
booze.
liquor.
Tasting the liquor.
Yeah,
Because
You
the
wanna taste
liquor is the reason
Yeah,
we drink.
that's right.
That
I don't-
also leads to you getting fucked up.
Did you hear the out of Jared?
Because it tastes good.
Yeah, the liquor does.
The liquor tastes good.
Yeah. When people ask me what my favorite cocktail is to make for myself at home, I tell them it's a 3-part cocktail. It's 1 part scotch, 1 part glass, 1 part air. Mix accordingly.
Every once in a while, you're mixing one of those really good rums.
Yeah, every now and then.
That the bamboo, right?
Oh, dude, that bamboo's so good.
The bamboo black, right? Because
The bamboo black is fucking excellent. That Balmer Peak rum is really good. Really good.
Anniversary.
Yeah.
I need you guys to figure out a way to mail me a bottle,
I'll figure it out.
We can do that.
or just come see me, motherfuckers.
I need to figure out a trip that I'm coming over. It's actually a federal offense to send alcohol in the post.
It
So
is.
be careful about that. I have received it from a friend, and he's like, "Hey, I risked going to federal prison for this."
So use UPS.
I mailed
And then
weed.
it's okay.
It was fine. In fact, I mailed weed, and their sorting machine tore the bottom off of the envelope, so they stuck the entire envelope with the weed hanging out of the bottom of it in a new baggie with a note that said, sorry we damaged your package. We'll be more careful next time. Like
They
literally.
won't.
So, for legal reasons,
Yeah, they won't.
we cannot encourage these activities.
Well, I'm not
Wink,
encouraging.
wink.
I'm just
wink,
saying
wink.
things that I have done in the past.
So,
My brother, a bottle recently.
oh my god, we're all going to jail.
You got ship booze.
Allegedly.
Very liquidly.
Allegedly.
Game
I
time.
passed the statute of limitations for most of mine.
Game
Me
time.
too.
Same.
Oh, we're a fucking mess, guys. So, as we leave the outpost, oh,
Morgan's got the giggles. Be quiet.
fuck you. The Shirlene rises into the air and eventually turns to the south. About an hour outside of the outpost, Captain Mackenzie turns to Patrice and says, well, you're up. So please, Curtis, describe what this hot drop looks like.
My one caveat before you get describing, Sark is laying on his back on the railing waiting for the go sign to just roll off the edge.
Okay. Patrice tells Captain Mackenzie, please bring the ship to about 100 feet off of the ground, about where Sark is laying on the edge of the railing, please. And be at normal speed, cruising speed.
He does so.
Then I motion to all of our friends to come over to the side of the Shirlene. I say, I bet you I can touch the ground before you. And he hops over the side and says, you better come with.
I jump immediately, and it's not even a swan dive. I am just going headfirst straight down, looking straight at the water.
Oh no,
We're over ground at this point.
The land.
We're looking at the land.
Mm-hmm.
Does everybody follow suit?
Yeah.
I'm
As
gonna
Joey does not jump.
Fine.
jump right after Patrice, but I'm gonna try to grab him and throw him back up if I can.
Fair.
Hold on. Before that, for that L, I need you to make just roll a fucking D100 because I don't know what to fucking roll on that one. That's a weird one.
89.
Nice.
Nope, you don't quite grab him.
All right. So Patrice uses a subtle spell so that he doesn't have to use any components, and casts Featherfall as a reaction on 5 of our group of 6, except for Sark. And then Sark is, but because I use subtle spell, I can cast 3d6 temporary hit points on him.
Oh, nice.
So you gain 12 extra hit points.
Okay, 12.
12 extra.
Nice.
So Featherfall is in effect for everybody minus Sark.
Awesome.
And
somebody's standing on the deck going, you idiots.
No, I'm not jumping off the boat.
And as
Don't
we're
get off boat.
falling, we're falling at like I think 60 feet per 6 seconds. So
Yeah.
it's a rather gentle fall.
Yeah.
Except for Sark. Sark is falling.
I wait for you guys to jump off, and I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And I'm gonna go rocketing past you guys.
So I picture Sark in the mode of when you're free falling, and instead of keeping your delta where you have your arms above your head, he's streamlined and he is just head down cruising.
That's what I'm doing.
Literally the
Still
opening
passes
to
by me.
Deadpool 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm
Yeah.
totally gonna like hero like pose land this dude.
And all you hear as he's coming down is Sark going, "Hero landing, hero landing."
I'm in the exact same pose falling, not realizing that I'm falling half as fast as normal. And I just see Sark go plummeting past me like a fucking fireball, like a meteorite entering the Earth's atmosphere. And I'm like, go, jump. God damn.
Yeah. We're falling 10 feet per second.
Yeah.
So it takes us a total of 10 seconds to reach the ground. It takes Sark a total of half a second, maybe a second. I didn't do the math.
So to give you guys an idea, and for anyone who's listening who is a former airborne trooper will understand, it takes you 13 seconds once you exit the plane at 1,000 feet to reach the ground under canopy.
So we're doing that from 100 feet.
And it's the equivalent on your body as jumping out of a second-story window.
Right.
2.5 seconds to hit the ground.
And the rest of us take a turn and a half.
Correct.
Yeah.
You want me to roll damage just to see what I roll?
Yes, please.
Okay. Ooh. 20.
Because you take half, right?
I negate up to 5 times my monk level, which is
hit points.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Dude, people sleep on monks, bro.
Oh yeah, I know.
I don't even need the. Oh no, wait, I forgot these.
And honestly, I think one of the best subclasses is the Mercer one, the Cobalt Soul. It's so good. It is so good.
So I leave a crater, but I don't take any damage because I only rolled a 37.
Nice.
And you have 12 temporary hit points.
Yeah.
So as he's falling at about 50 feet, he makes the kind of like almost the swimmer flip to come head down, and he does land straight up hero pose. One knee down, fist down, and it's just there's literally a crater that just dust flies up.
Mm-hmm.
And as he watches the rest of the party come down.
I want to pick up 3 rocks nearby and start juggling while I wait for them.
Make a performance check for me.
Oh, good. It's, charisma. But I just 3?
After it hits the ground, I'll as they're just kind of slowly drifting down to his perspective.
It's a 17.
You're killing it, dude. You're boom, 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 boom. It's a really great juggle.
That's
rough on the knees.
I'm going to try to drift towards Sark as I'm making my final descent, and I'm going to try to snatch. No, I do the tumble, and I'm just going to put my arms out. I've got, this big coat, so I'm going to use the coat to try and guide myself like it's a parachute, to try and guide myself towards Sark, and I'm going to try to snatch one of his rocks that he's juggling as I overhead.
Actually, make a sleight of hand check.
Okay, hold on.
Which is also a dexterity check.
It is, and I wouldn't be surprised if I'm proficient.
I hope you are.
Proficient. It's going to be a 17.
So as you kind of swoop by, and you're like one of those guys in the wingsuits, right? As you snatch by, and then all of a sudden you take your hand and you just kind of turn over, grab it and flip it back over, and you land perfectly, and you snatch one of them, and then Sark's like, "What the fuck?"
I'm just and I pelt him with one. Not hard, not talking to your guy. It's
I'm going to try to catch that one too, and then toss them both back to him.
So that would be a dexterity check for the second one.
That's going to be a 20.
Oh yeah, you definitely. So it's almost like a monk's
20, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like a monk's deflect missiles when you can throw it back. You just kind of grab it, and then as you have them in both hands, you just kind of turn around and chuck it up, but not like a throw. I'm just
lobbing them. I'm underhanding both of them back into his rotation.
And I need you to make a dexterity check, Sark, because I'm assuming you're going to want to try and juggle them again.
Sure. If I see it coming back, I will.
Yeah.
So just dexterity check.
Yep.
14.
You're able to grab them and you start juggling again. It's perfect. There was a little bit of a in his expressionless face. You guys have been around him long enough to watch a little bit of a flare in his eyes. Is like, oh shit, I may not catch this, and then he does, and it works out really well, right? So as that happens, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No. I need you to go first, because I'm about to wrap this up.
Okay, yeah. So I'm going to light my cigar, and I'm going to turn to the people that I perceive as the most educated, which are Patrice, Sid, and Elle. And I'm going to say, is there a term similar to amphibious that's for something that does land, sea, and air? And just hit my cigar.
I think it's called marine.
No, that's water.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
True. Are you guys ready to get back on the boat? This is where the weird stuff happens.
I do know everything is airdroppable at least once, though.
It is airdroppable.
I'm currently flipping off John right now. I know exactly what you're doing, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not getting into that.
Skjald weighs more than SOA and Sid.
Arguably, yeah.
Arguably.
Yeah,
so
Probably.
Patrice centers himself. He brings his arms across his body, and he gives himself a little bit of a hug, and he says some magic words, and you see his eyes flash light green, and he opens his arms up, he casts polymorph and twins it, and casts it on Sark and on Skjald, and turns you both into giant eagles. And you have a giant cigar.
It's an eagle with a fucking cigar.
And you are metallic and wood, right?
Yes.
I'm picturing. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen that the Marine. Speaking of Marines, the Marine Corps, like there's one of the units in the Marine Corps has like their unofficial logo is like a fight, like an eagle that's all fighting with a cigar hanging out of his mouth. It's perfect. That's what I'm picturing.
Yeah. John's eagle is mostly black, but with a purple sheen in the sun.
Yeah, for sure.
And you said Sark is wooden metal eagle.
Sark is metal with wooden features for his hands and face.
And feathers.
Feathers?
His feathers got to be wooden.
The tips of the feathers are
Yeah,
wood.
yeah. I like that a lot.
And then I walk over towards Sark and I say, "Is it okay if we ride you back up to the ship?"
Sark takes just a minute, like staring at the rocks that he was juggling, going, "Damn it! How are they so? What the fuck?"
But you can't talk because you're eagle.
Skjald starts squawking, like very clearly.
Not too clear because you gotta keep that cigar.
Annoyed and angry. Oh, he's definitely like one talon reaches up and grabs the cigar, and he's like squawking, and he goes to chuck the cigar, and he stops, and he looks at the cigar, and he remembers that it's kind of expensive. And he puts it back in his beak, and figuring out what it is that Patrice's plan was to get back on the boat, he snatches Patrice up in one talon, and then leans down and puts his wing out for SOA to jump on.
SOA's not there because she never left the boat.
No, SOA's on the boat. For Sid to jump on.
Yeah.
For Sid to jump on.
I'll jump on and
Yeah.
hold on.
And then Skjald flies up to the boat with Sid on his back and Patrice firmly grasped in a talon beneath him. Like mostly upside down.
It's a little tight, John. It's a little tight, Skjald. It's too tight. Slightly less.
And
Sark realizing that he has only L is totally gonna try and do aerobatics around the ship as we fly in, like barrel rolls and shit on the way in, like.
Yeah, and I'll probably recognizes Sark's resigned sigh after Patrice asked if they can ride him up to the ship, and is fully ready for Sark to try to dump him off somewhere.
I mean, I'm not trying. It's your responsibility to hold on.
Right.
All right, perfect. So you guys are able to land on the ship, and it goes very, very well, right? And it's just after the polymorph ends, or Patrice ends it.
I release concentration on Skjald, but I maintain it on Sark. And when you want me to let it go, I will. Seem like you're having a good time.
Sark would probably just have fun flying around for a while. Not gonna lie.
That's fair.
Like Skjald probably basically dumps them on the deck and goes to fly with Sark. Like Skjald doesn't stop on the boat.
I
Just
let
keeps
it go.
going.
I turned you off.
I didn't land.
Oh, you just
No,
dropped
I'm
it?
saying I literally drop you on the deck and dump Sid and then fly away.
So if I'm remembering right, polymorph lasts for an hour. So the four of you who are not polymorphed watch as Skjald and Sark are flying around the ship in very actually, can I get you guys to roll a acrobatics check for me, both the eagles?
Dirty 20.
Perfect.
24.
What was yours, Sark?
24.
Yeah, no issues. It's very graceful watching them. They feel like they almost belong in the air. And then, do you warn them, Patrice, that it's getting close to time? Do you holler at them?
Very much so.
So the two eagles come back towards the ship, and they actually time it very well as they're flying over, and they just transform as they land into the deck, and it's pretty spectacular as you watch the two of them go.
Eld immediately goes for a fist bump.
So this is the topic of conversation pretty much for the rest of the week as the last week continues as you make your travels towards Tinkermere. It's fairly boring, relatively speaking. It's mostly it slowly transitions from like deciduous forest, like kind of almost not quite like tropical, but like that next subtropical, to coniferous forests. Coniferous would be a whole lot different.
Yeah, that's Dustin's world. Yeah, that's Dustin's world.
Well, I have spaces where there are quite a few coniferous plants. Coniferous, as it gets closer, it's not quite like subarctic, but it's like temperate. It's like here in Colorado, right?
Yeah.
And
Like shepherd.
on the early morning of the 7th day, Captain McKinsey sends everyone and wakes everybody up. He lets everyone know that we have now crossed into the Syndicate, and that we are about to overfly the first city of the Syndicate, which will be Folkwagner. And I need Skald to roll an insight check for me real quick.
Oh. Well, that sucks because that landed on a 20. And that is a 3 for a 4.
As you are sitting over, it's dark still. It's early morning at this point. You see the lights of the city, the towers of the city government, and the organization that no one really talks about in the center of the island over the waterfall. As the waterfall pours over, you have these deep pangs of remembrance, of sorrow, as you remember the tough times that you had when you were a child and why you left. And it's melancholic as you are returning to a space. You know that you're not going there, but you're not that far away.
Yeah.
And as you remember the things that caused you to leave, you want to go back only because you want to see if it's still shitty, right? You have that sense of, you're self-deprecating, just like you in real life and all your characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you struggle with it, but as you look to your left and your right, you see these 5 other individuals who are here with you that are looking out at these lights, and you hear that roar of that massive waterfall. And even with the melancholy that is coming over you as you look at your home, or your place of birth, I should say, you feel that it's in the past and your eyes are forward. So it's not too bad.
Yeah.
Right? As you roll over the gleaming diamond that is Folkwagner, and that sound of that cascading water that is pouring into the lagoon, you are kind of tracing the borders of this massive water. The sun begins to rise in the east. As the sun peeks over off to as you're looking off to the stern of the ship, the forward of the ship, you see this bronze goldish gleam in the distance. As you get closer and closer, that gleam gets stronger and stronger. It's nearly blinding. It's so bright. Eventually, as the sun rises over the horizon, that spark begins to die. And you look and you see, as you continue to get closer, a city, to those of you who are not native, is nearly incomprehensible. Steel and glass, mostly bronze-colored glass, tower into the sky. 20, 30, 50 stories high. You see built upon the edges of the water, these towering structures that you could never imagine being built. What you thought was spectacular in the outpost, these buildings of steel and glass, are magnified 100-fold. And also in the city, in the middle of the city, you see this massive stone, what appears to be an aqueduct, about 300 feet high, with buildings built within it, people walking amongst it. You see park space. You see airships galore, piers reaching out into this massive lagoon. The six of you look, and Captain McKenzie looks on it. For those of y'all who are native, this is no surprise, but welcome to Tankerman, the city of technology, the city of bronze. He slowly directs the ship to one of the tallest buildings in the city. It is, as you look on it, it is paired to the building to the north of it, which is much smaller. On the top of the smaller building, you see a large number of women in blue and white who seem to be practicing some sort of martial arts form. You see what seems to be just a simple collection of people, but they seem to kind of conform to some sort of almost monastic order, but it is 100% women. But just a little bit to the south of it is the taller building with an airship dock, and it is just this gorgeous bronze glassed building. And as Captain McKenzie comes up to the dock and makes its way, you see 3 tieflings come up to the dock, to the edge of the building. The gangplank is laid to the building. Captain McKenzie says, "Well, I'm about to send the crew on some shore leave. I'm not sure how much time that you're going to be here, but I'm going to give them a couple of days. Is that all right with y'all?"
Yeah, I'd say tell them at least 3.
Well, that sounds perfect to me. I know I've got some things that I need to accomplish here in town. I wish y'all the best of luck.
Thank you, Captain. It's been a pleasure being on your boat.
Thank you. And we'll see you in a few days. As the 6 of you exit, you see tieflings. And for Elle and Sark, nothing big. You know that the manager has always hired tieflings to be part of his personal household. But Skjald, you know, particularly in this region, it is very rare to see tieflings.
Yeah.
Right? It's also very rare to see your people.
Right.
Well.
Skjald's not a tiefling.
No, he's not.
Skjald is not a tiefling.
For the rest of you, it's actually not, like, you're not shocked by tieflings. It's fairly common north of the equator to see tieflings. But here, actually, I need Patrice, Esaway, and Sid to make history checks for me real quick.
Natural 20.
Woo!
Drink another-
Motherfucker drink.
Cheers. Quite accurate rolling. Sid got a 3.
Yours is actually a lower DC, but you still missed it. But you have some innate knowledge, Sid. Patrice?
History?
Yeah.
7.
Okay. So, Patrice, you know nothing.
Thanks.
Well, you rolled the dice. Not my fault.
Correct.
I rolled a natural 20, so
Yeah, natural 20.
So this first bit is for Sid, just because of where you're from in the legation, and for SOA. But you know that here on the southern continent of Seacan, tieflings are very rare. So Sid, you know from your personal experience in the Nicodeic Expanse that the only tieflings that are around are merchant convoys that try to escape persecution from the Grand Regency of Bridgehold. And they have been hunted down to where there are a very small amount of families left.
Yeah.
SOA, you know that has not only happened in the Nicodeic Expanse, but the entirety of Seacan.
Oh, of Seacan, gotcha.
Yeah. So the thing is that at some point there was this.
Cobra?
That's right.
I'm getting there, John. I'm getting there. There was a preacher who, because of the look of tieflings, the horns, the demonic and the devilish look, decided that they were the cause of all problems here on the southern continent. And they led massive hunts onto, and there are very few families left. So for you, with your knowledge base, you understand how shocking it is to see 3 tieflings here walking up to the gangway of your ship. All 3 of them are about 20-something women. One of them steps in front of you. She is a blue tiefling. And she says, "The manager welcomes you. Please follow us." And for you, Elle and Sark, no big deal. This is the normal thing. You actually recognize these 3 as children of the manager's former employees who have now reached an age to where they can be employed. So for the rest of you, this is fairly uncommon. They lead you all to a stairway that is in between those 2 buildings where they're connected. And they lead you just down 1 floor or 3 floors. And you enter into the third highest floor of the building. And you look in front of you, you see what is a very pleasant waiting room of what would be considered, like, if you were to think about it now, a modern office complex.
Sure. Yeah.
Right? Seating, like magazines and books. There's a coffee station.
Lobby.
Yep. And there is a stunningly beautiful red tiefling sitting behind a large desk. And she looks hey, Sid and Sark, where are you guys in the group? Like, are you guys leading the way? Are you behind? What are you guys doing?
Sid would probably be pretty.
Not Sid. Sorry, my bad. Sark and Elle.
Before we got down to the lobby, if one of the 3 that was guiding us smoked, he would probably try to slip them one of the cigars he bought in Haven.
No, those 3, they're not there yet. They're still fairly fresh faced.
He'd probably still try to hand it to whichever one he knew was most likely to be the rebellious one.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Let's see. That's a 4. Whoops.
It falls to the ground, and she doesn't even notice it. But so, like, as you guys enter the office, though, where would you be? Like, in the group, would you be leading the group, or would you be behind? What would you be doing?
I would probably be in front.
Okay.
Sark would be behind Elle. He wouldn't be the front in this guard, but probably be just normal, just off the right-hand side of Elle.
So as this woman looks up, and all of you, like, she is stunning, absolutely beautiful. She is in very designer clothes. Like, most of you who have not been to the syndicate are slightly shocked by the appearance. It's so different than the rest of you. modern sense and in like real world sense, it's a very modern cut. The way this off, it just looks so different than anything else that you have ever experienced. Think cyberpunk meets steampunk together, right? This is the world that we're now operating in. She looks up and she sees Elle and Sark walking in, and her eyes get really large, and she reaches under the table, and everyone hears a click, and the wall behind her just irises open, and she says, "Please, please, please, enter in. I will let the boss know that you all are here." And as the six of you enter, you hear another click, and the walls close. And as you turn around to watch, you see that actually as the walls close, there's little stands that move with the sections of the wall. And each of these stands have items, like a collection of some kind. You see armor, you see weapons, you see weird things that you can't even perceive as to what they really are. I need everyone but Elle and Sark to make a perception check for me, please.
Ooh. It's actually pretty good.
I'm just gonna keep using all my
22 for Skjald.
Perfect.
Oh, I have luck. I'm going to use luck on this one. Nat 20!
Nat 20!
Drink, motherfucker, drink, motherfucker, drink. Oh, Milagro Tequila, motherfucker, sponsor us, please. So good.
Which one?
Malagra.
Mm-hmm. It's good shit.
The only thing I like better is Espolón, but that's a personal preference.
Espolón's really good. My favorite is Siete Leguas, I think.
Good choice. Casamigo is also really good. I feel you. It's good, though. You cannot deny it's good.
It's decent.
It's too expensive for what it is.
What'd you get, SOA?
Vanilla Jose
18.
Cuervo.
What was it, 18?
Sid has a 26.
And Patrice?
17.
As you look around, you see that these pillars of collection make up about 180 degrees of the room. As you look out, you see that the room, the window, the far end of the wall is a wall full of windows, like the full thing. For those of you who have, all four of you are shocked that they have the technology to build a room that the windows can support the weight of this building. And as you look out, you're a little taken aback by the height that you're in, right? You're in about the 50th floor, right? That's shocking, right? At this level. And it's the what would be the south side of the building. So on the right, as you're looking out, you see the city itself sprawling to the right. This is a massive city. You would expect that this is a city of about 4 million people, right? Huge city by D&D standards, right? And off to the right or to the left, you see the piers, a really interesting kind of like almost like there's a couple of buildings out there that look like fancy restaurants and shops and all this stuff, but the lagoon and the water off to the left. But the thing that really stands out as you look up in the center of the room, there is a fairly large circle that has been cut out of the room, of the ceiling. And the rest, you notice that none of this is shocking to Elle and Sark. Like they've been they appear to have been in this space before.
I go find my coffee table and sit cross-legged on it.
So so it's off to the left-hand side. There's a couch and a cup and a bunch of chairs around this. It's really not a coffee table, right? It's think about the box that they put the Ark of the Covenant in Indiana Jones. That's what this is, right?
Yeah.
And Sark is just kind of sitting there chilling and everything. And Sark and Elle, do you guys say anything, or are you guys just chilling?
Nah, I was just gonna grab whichever seat he likes the best.
So Sid's gonna be using her Warhammer very heavily as like bracing herself when she realizes how high up she is. It's different than an airship because that's magical and floats. This is a totally different trust.
Yeah.
She's not experienced, right? And she's gonna walk over to Citadel or Sarkanel. You guys have lived here?
I mean, not right here, but yeah,
No, but
this is home.
why does it not fall? Why this structure? We are so high up. Why does it not fall?
That's his department.
You see I'll take a breath, clearly ready to start a physics description.
and right as you see Elle take this breath as he's getting ready to describe, you hear this deep booming voice and says, well, that is a very interesting question. And it's coming from above you. And as you watch what floats down, you see a white beholder floating down. 9 eye stalks wrapped around the head. The center eye is kind of like almost like a cat's slit. It's very black. The teeth are sharp, nearly just all like almost predatory. And he looks at you and says, "We are an old culture with much skill in the building."
El's going to stand up from his chair and out of character. I'm not sure what the appropriate response would be of a bow or
It'd be like a light, just kind of like acknowledgement of his space, but it's more of the rising from your seat.
yeah. It's the most respect that anybody has seen El give anybody, including Prosperin.
I don't want to waste this nat 20 that I rolled on my self-imposed perception check to understand what was freaking out Sid. So I rolled a nat 20 to perceive it. And after the beholder drops down and I see Elle give the small bow, I walk over, I light a cigar, I nudge Sid, and I'm like, doesn't seem right being this high up without being in the air, does it? And I plop myself down into a chair and throw my feet up on the arm of another chair. And I'm like, so this is the manager?
And he looks at you and goes, "Yes."
Sark has stood up and done like the formal like martial arts bow at the same time that Elle does.
And he says, "Yes."
How weirded out would I imagine be very weirded out by
Everybody but Elle and Sark are going to be weirded out by this. Even Scald I'm going to give you this one because that was really dope, John. I appreciate it, right? But like internally, you're freaked the fuck out, right?
This is
it's a fucking beholder, right? You
Do I
know?
even know what it is?
I feel like that's how Scald reacts to
It's nice to move behind his chair.
natural reaction.
What kind of what
you got to look as chill as fuck. Yes.
the beholder's voice? Is it like?
Think Sam Elliott.
Oh, fantastic!
Excellent. Yeah. Excellent. Dead on.
Do you have a mustache?
One of them sarsaparillas.
Do you have a mustache? And do you want to talk about Eric Film right now?
So
I'm Sam Elliott.
he floats over behind a desk, and that's where we're going to leave off for this week. And we'll pick off in 2 weeks as we have our meeting with the manager. So,
Oh, yes.
how do you guys feel about that, motherfuckers?
We had no nat ones. No nat ones. Me and Curtis have to drink our Malort shots
Floaty Malort
to
shots.
celebrate the fact that we had no
What are you
nat ones.
guys doing?
I know Matt has been waiting for this moment for a while because he has met the manager before.
Manager.
It's not better when it sits out for a long time.
Manager.
What do you guys think about work now that it's a beholder, huh?
So happy that I did not know that was a beholder.
It's awesome, isn't it? It's a vampire fucking beholder, dude.
So good.
So good. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us on this adventure of cooperative storytelling. We really appreciate you rolling with us. I know we've got like It's almost 70 hours of content, guys, and the fact that there's so many of you who are sticking with us, we really appreciate that. I can't say thank you enough. If you want to join us in the conversation, click the link below in the description. There you can find our AnyWebby things. Anything that anyone wants to say before we roll out tonight?
Just the same thing we say every night.
We love y'all. Happy Pride, motherfuckers.
Happy Pride.
Much love.
We love you. Love is love. Trans women are women. Trans men are men. One of my good friends here recently just finished top surgery, so good shout out to Emerson. I love you, brother. I hope you recover well. I can't wait to see you back at the office. But until next time, drink well.
Oh.